So I'm here with Terri Turner at Turner Sons Nursery on the edge of Warren and DeKalb County, and we're talking about the nursery business and how the government shutdown has impacted this operation in terms of getting the labor they need. Every year they bring in H-2A workers, and unfortunately because of the shutdown, the Department of Labor stopped processing those. They're about a week or 10 days away from needing those workers. Tell us about how that's impacting your operation.
Yes, sir. We're supposed to get our workers November the 14th, and from what we're understanding from the shutdown, we're not exactly sure when they'll be here. We start taking up the rods off these trees when our employees return around November the 15th, and then we start processing on digging. We have close to 1 million plants to dig, and that has to be done the end of November, December, around 1st of January, and then taken to the barns and getting ready for our customers. So it's very important to have our employees. Otherwise, we won't have any way to get that kind of volume of product out of the ground. So we're hoping that we can get our employees' applications processed as quick as possible.
You have customers that are expecting these plants to show up in the new year.
Yes, sir. And that's a livelihood of Turner Sons Nursery. We're trying to support close to 60 families, 60 employees that works for us. There's about 10 of us that's local. As you well know, local labor for agriculture is hard to come by. And so we're having to bring over the H-2A from Mexico is where we choose to bring them from. We've got great employees, and we just need them here, and they love to work for us, and we love to have them. So agriculture is the heart of Tennessee, heart of America. I'm 61-year-old, and it's a rarity, for sure, the last 20 years that the younger generation doesn't seem to want to be involved in the agriculture business. So it's made it tough on the farmers.
And so if you aren't able to dig these trees, obviously you financially a blow to your business.
Yes, sir.
What does that mean about this product? I mean, we're not dealing with perishable fruits and vegetables, but I suspect that these trees are not marketable if you don't get them out of the ground soon.
That is correct. The latest we could probably dig, because the sap is down, and it'll be like 1st of March, the sap will start coming up, and we won't be able to dig them then because it would damage the tree.
And is there a market for this tree for being 2 years old versus a year of growth?
Some product, we do have some product that we could leave in the fields for a 2-year program, probably half. Like I said, we grow about 1 million trees a year. We'll be digging that many, and so might could do half in the field. And so with what labor I have now, it's going to be tough to get them out of the field in a timely manner.
So that tree, you sell it bare root. Mm-hmm. Will it be sold to a customer in the spring sometime?
Yes,
or will
sir.
It go
Normally March, April is when we ship out all our bare root product. We start our container product for Turner Sons Nursery, our in-house, usually in February, and we'll pot somewhere around 600,000 plants between February and May, and that's normally working 6 days a week.
And so you put them in containers, and these workers would help you do that?
Yes, oh yes, sir. They'll help grade them, trim them, and then put them in a container, and then space them out on our container sales yard.
And they stay there another period of time before you sell them?
Yes, sir. They stay there from February till normally the next February, about a year.
And then they would be sold as container trees?
Yes, rooted out, finished product.
Interesting. So these workers that would show up in mid-November would stay till when?
They'll stay till their full 10 months, and normally it's November the 14th to September the 14th.
Interesting.
Yes.
So they went home 2 months ago.
Yes, sir.
The workers that you had.
Yes, they went home September the 14th, and we reapplied for our application, and we got our application in just before the shutdown.
And then tell me about what you have to do for those workers in terms of providing accommodations for them.
Yes, sir.
And how they get, what the pay rate is, all that sort of thing.
Yes, sir. Right now the pay rate is $15.87. That's for the H-2A.
That's per hour.
Per hour. and we provide them housing. We provide them transportation to town. If they need to go and wash their clothes in town, but we have all washer and dryers and all the housing. Normally there's 10 men per house.
So a bunkhouse
a
kind of
bunkhouse
environment.
style, yes
Yeah.
sir, yes sir. And so we had 42 employees, and we felt like we needed to try to bring more employees, so we've asked for 50
And they're all
applicants.
typically male?
Yes sir.
And,
Yes, sir.
and what age range?
They range anywhere from 21 to around 40.
When did you first become aware that DOL was not operating and that there was going to be a delay potentially?
Well, when I heard about the government shutdown the first week, I really didn't give it much thought. And then after that, I thought, okay, DOL is federal. I talked to my recruiter, and she said that's correct, that they're not working. And I'm like, well, why not? You know, they should be mandatory. They should be necessary to be able to come back to work to process all the H-2A or H-2B applicants. And so probably about the second week into the shutdown. And there's been a lot of sleepless nights for my husband and my two sons. You know, we operate and manage this business. We've been in business since 1977. And probably we were one of the first ones to be on the H-2A program. Turner Sons Nursery probably started getting the workers in 1990, somewhere in there, to get the H-2A, to be able to get the workers that we need. And since our sons has come on board with the business, we've expanded. And back in the day, in the 80s and 90s, we had 10 workers. And now we're up to 60. So, but the impact is, it can financially damage the business, the nursery business, not only us. It's going to affect several families and companies, even our independent garden centers. You know, they won't be able to get their product. The orchards won't be able to get their fruit trees to be able to plant because they'll plant them in the spring. So it's just a ball of wax rolling down a hill. It's going to affect a lot of people. So
the suffering is not just imaginary, it's real for you
yes, sir.
Here at Turner and Sons, and real for this community.
Yes, sir, because we have, like I said, close to 1 million trees that's got to be dug in a short period of time when the sap is down in the trees. So, and you know,
do you feel like you're a political pawn in this whole shutdown?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're being used as leverage.
Yes, sir.
Held hostage to try to get something somebody in Washington wants.
Yes,
right?
not only us, just several of us. Yes, sir.